And have Morgan do the L in this supervisory role? No, thank you.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take the roll, please.
Sullivan. Owen. Lee. Childers. Here. Bessler. Here. McGrath.
Here. All right, I believe our first order of business is the swearing in of our new board member, John Morales. How would you join me up here? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Pablo Morales,
I, Pablo Morales,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of member of the Board of Education,
of the office of the member of the Board of Education,
School of Main Township High School District 207,
School of Main Township High School District 207,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect taxpayer interests
I shall respect taxpayer interests
by serving as a faithful protector
by serving as a faithful protector
of the school district's assets.
of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members
by my fellow board members
and others who seek a hearing before the board,
and others who seek a hearing before the board,
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member
I shall recognize that a board member
has no legal authority
has no legal authority
as an individual,
as an individual,
and that decisions can be made
and that decisions can be made
only by a majority vote at a public board meeting,
only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
and I shall abide by majority decisions of the board
And I shall abide by majority decisions of the board,
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions
through ethical and constructive channels.
through ethical and constructive channels.
I shall strive to make decisions
I shall strive to make decisions
that are in the students' best interests
that are in the students' best interests
and will help all students,
and will help all students,
regardless of race, religion, sex, national origin,
regardless of race, religion, sex, national origin,
citizenship, marital status, physical or mental handicap,
citizenship, marital status, physical or mental handicap,
or sexual orientation,
or sexual orientation,
achieve their academic potential,
achieve their academic potential,
and acquire a lifelong love of learning.
and acquire a lifelong love of learning.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Judy, do we have public comments?
We do have one.
We have one. Denise?
Yes.
Yes, please, if you stand and state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes. Denise Stoneback, PO Box 1672, Skokie, Illinois, 60076. I am a,
No, it's not an ad. We need an address, please, for the record.
Street address.
Street address.
street address, that's the address of the organization I represent.
Do they have a physical office?
It's my house, but for privacy reasons, I'd rather not state it, for there's a legal issue. I can tell you after the meeting, It's,
Okay. If you'll give us that information, that'd be appreciated.
okay.
Please proceed.
Thank you. My name is Denise Stoneback, and I am District 219 parent. I'm also the founder of an organization called People for a Safer Society. It's a grassroots gun violence prevention organization. And like many other parents, every time I hear in the news about a school shooting, I fear for the safety of my child. Indeed, school shootings in the United States are on the rise. Last year, each month, there was an average of 3 school shootings. As you may have heard, last July 22nd, the Niles Village Board approved a special use permit for a gun shop and an indoor firing range on Howard Street. The site is within walking distance of 6 schools, including Niles West High School, and New Hope Academy, a therapeutic school for youth with severe emotional challenges. It's also near businesses that serve children. A gun shop and range at this location would greatly compromise the safety of our children in these schools and the surrounding community. This is a serious public safety concern, not just for Niles, but for Park Ridge and other surrounding communities. A gun shop allows easy access to buying a gun for anyone in our community. Children are already finding it easy to gain access to guns, and opening up another gun store next to thousands of students is facilitating even greater access. At the Niles Village Board meetings that I attended, there were assurances given that the facility would be safe. Some of you may have heard similar comments before Maxon Shooters opened its new location in Des Plaines near Maine West High School a couple of years ago. Not long after it opened, in January of 2012, a group of teens broke into Maxon's and stole about 200 firearms in less than a minute. They fled before police arrived. While the Niles Village Board has voted, we believe that it is still within their capability to bring a motion to rescind and change their vote. We are encouraging schools and school districts to formally oppose the location of the gun shop and range. I encourage you to stand together in opposition with other schools that have already formally opposed the location of the facility, including District 219 and other schools. I have copies here of some of the letters that I'm going to share with you. And I ask that District 207 Board of Education and Superintendent also write a letter to all of the trustees of Niles and the Mayor of Niles, stating your opposition to the location and urging them to rescind their vote. I also encourage a representative of the board to attend the next Niles Village Board meeting on Tuesday, September 23rd, address the trustees during citizen comment, and state your opposition. As a fellow parent of a high school student, I'm asking for your action on this issue. There is nothing as important as the safety and well-being of our children. Together, I'm hopeful that we will be effective. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Updates from the superintendent.
Good start of school. We opened the doors and it showed up. Got there on time, got books, got schedules, and we had a few little wrinkles, but as always, the great staff led by our great principals continued to problem solve and get everybody where they need to be on time. And staff is as enthusiastically, I think, in tune with the direction that we're heading in the district as I've ever seen it. And I would say that across the board. So I feel good about where we're at, feel good about where we're going.
Thank you. Updates from board members. Update on finance committee.
Okay, we had our finance committee on the 24th of August. We had a quorum, and we really discussed 3 items, which were the discussed this morning. The request food service to have us approve an out-of-satellite agreement to perform services here for an outside agency, and then a discussion of the 2014-15 budget, where we discussed the budget deficit of $1.1 million and the impact. All of those items were recommended by the committee for the board's approval. Anything else, Mary? Okay.
Thank you. Item 4, monthly status of finances.
In your board packet is the financial report for July. Nothing unusual for the very first month of the fiscal year. So any variance you see have to do with timing, because it's too soon in July to tell just how the year is going to end. I will entertain any questions that the board has on the July financial statements.
No, thank you, Mary. Next item, instructional services. Nothing on the agenda. Okay, thank you. Next item, item 6, monthly update of FOIA requests.
3 items this month, all have either been processed or in the process of being processed.
Okay, thank you. Next up is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
So, second.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed, Margaret, this is the fastest I think we've ever gotten to the consent agenda.
Welcome aboard, Pablo. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he used to.
Should we talk about my question?
No, no.
That was long because of you, though. Obviously, Pablo prepared. You have a motion in a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? Mayor, second. Okay,
It's good.
good.
Paula and Sean.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we can take a roll call.
Are these on all items of consent?
A through G.
Lee,
Aye.
Bessler, Morales, Sullivan, Childers, McGrath.
Aye. Item 8.
I'd like to move the approval of the District 207 budget for the 2014-2015 year.
Second.
Any questions, comments? And can you tell us if there are any changes from the
Sure, the tentative budget, there is a memo in the board packet. Part of the changes had to do with textbooks resale, where we ended up purchasing a number of 6-year site licenses. So we had to pay all the costs for those 6-year licenses up front, and we'll spread them over 6 years. So we added about $490,000 to the textbook budget. For some reason, the bookstores are under the administrative cost cap. Therefore, because of this increase, we violated the administrative cost cap and will need to seek a waiver from the state of Illinois in order for us to spend more money, to save money for the students over the next 6 years. The next item was we had a teacher out on extended leave, so we had to do a recall for a teacher to fill in behind that. That was an additional about $100,000, including benefits. Property taxes, based on the collections that we saw last year, we had an adjustment timing difference between the years of about $800,000, which represents just over 0.5% of the total taxes. And then the new ARC, which is the Alternative Resource Center School and Administration Building, we found out we had to sprinkler that, which then also caused us to have to do a full flow and asbestos abatement of the whole building, which added about a $300,000 scope to that project. So those were the changes that we made from the tentative budget. I should point out that the state still has not finalized their state funding numbers. Generally by now, we know what we're going to receive by the state. I point that out because I'm not sure what that means for us. Could mean less money, could mean, I doubt if it means more money, probably means less money, but we'll update the board when those numbers are finalized.
Thank you.
A very quick question reference to state funding, state budget. Let's just compare previous years. How was their numbers about? I know it's been decreasing every year probably, but
the state continues to run out of money, and I think that that's why we don't have our finalized numbers this year, is they want to see how much they have to prorate things. So I think overall our state revenue will be down. I budgeted for it to be flat because we have no, we don't know. Our expenditures are going up, which should cause it to go up. So we don't know until they issue their final proration numbers.
and would you say roughly compared to previous year, 2013, 2012, what percentage has been decreased roughly? 3%, 5%?
We have had some anomalies over the last couple of years because we've closed some orphanage programs which were big in terms of reimbursements from the state. So we've seen a large drop in our state revenue because of, about $2 million because of those orphanage programs. Setting those aside, we've done some efficiencies in terms of our health placement special education students and our transportation of special education students that have caused some state revenues to go down because our expenditures are down. But on the other state revenues, they've been fairly flat because, for instance, our poverty number on general state aid will increase. The proration will bring it down, which will leave us flat. So we're getting we would have gotten more money had they not prorated, but because they're prorating at a greater level, we're losing all the gains we're making. If that makes sense.
So in the end, we're getting less dollars for each
For each pupil.
pupil. I think that-
Headcount reimbursement is down.
I think that's what what you're asking, on a head count basis, okay.
And at the same time, we probably have to figure it out how we could able to overcome or finance that loss
Yes.
financial portion with X, Y, Z.
Any other questions? Hearing none, can you call the roll, please?
Bessler. Lee. Sullivan. Morales. Childers. McGrath.
Aye. I have a motion on item 9, use of facilities by Sean.
I'll second.
Sean, thank you. Any questions?
Do I do that one?
Any other comments? No? Hearing none, can you call the roll?
Childers. Bessler. Lee. Morales. Sullivan. McGrath.
Aye. Okay, we're going to do all of these together in item
Do
10.
you want one motion or three?
I'd like to know, do I want one motion or 3?
I'll make one motion
Yeah,
on
well, okay.
10 A, B, and C for the Autism Partnership, Colfax Corporation for Asbestos Pavement and West Satellite.
Okay. Gary, want to tell us a little bit about these contracts? They were at the finance committee.
B and C are mine. So B is the asbestos abatement bid for the Alternative Resource Center admin building. The base bid, we're recommending moving in the base bid an alternate one, which is the removal of the caulking around the windows, because that will allow us to do a complete abatement. Doesn't mean we have to replace the windows, because we're going to be putting in non-asbestos caulk on the windows in the general contract. This bid package was about $13,000 less than we had budgeted for asbestos abatement, so we're hoping that that continues in a good trend of being under budget on this project. Colfax is a company that is reputable. Archon has worked with them many times, so we anticipate they've gone over the scope and coverage. You can see by the bid documents, we had one bidder withdraw their bid because they forgot one. So they bid about less than $13,000 for this project. And we allowed them to withdraw because obviously they could not cover the scope of the project with that amount of money.
Okay. Is the Quest Satellite Agreement?
Quest Satellite Agreement, similar to what we approved last June at Maine West. Quest approached us and wants to satellite a school out of the Maine South kitchen. This would provide us an additional $10,000 revenue. We told Quest that it's contingent upon continued success on their health inspection reports so that we can continue to do these things. This will just bring about $10,000 more in revenue. No other terms of their contract has changed. Their insurance provisions will cover this satellite arrangement as well. They're transporting their food in their own vehicle, not a district vehicle, so there's no additional liability there.
Thank you. And Pam, if you could speak to the Autism Partnership. please.
Yes, this is a continuation from last year. We approved a similar contract last year. It helps us to teach students with the most significant and multiple types of disabilities. Some of the students are even nonverbal. And we are working within our district through the training of coaches to become self-sustaining.
This was an item we had last month, and we pulled it to get to the up to 60,000. That was a key change between this month and last.
The memo says 66, but the sign-off appears to be 60. Is that just a typo?
Should just be
Say
a typo.
up to.
It is 60, right?
Yes, up to 60.
So the motion, it says up to 60, and that's what we're, okay, is that?
Yeah, plus travel expenses. and there's a-
10, not to exceed 10.
Not to exceed 10. Good catch, Mary.
Thank you.
Just quick question, overall, how competitive the biddings in these days in all our procurement projects, generally speaking? Are we having a good bidding, competitive biddings overall past few years? Are we having?
This contract is for a specific consultant. In terms of our general bids, it's all over the board. So, you know, for like the main east windows, because they were specialized windows, there's only a handful of manufacturers that do that, same with the cameras. But I would say, for instance, on our general contractor project over at the administration art building, we've had 17 contractors pick up the bidding documents. We believe, tomorrow's our pre-bid meeting, we believe at least 14 of them will show up at the pre-bid meeting. That is a huge turnout for a project. So we are very hopeful that that will produce some very good bidding results.
Where we at with TMA moving out?
November 30th. They asked for an extension. We told them we couldn't grant it because our contracting timelines were already bid and in place.
You explained that they are not gonna want to be in that building when this stuff goes down.
Well, they're already going to be, so they're working on making sure that they can remain on their portion of the building because they understand as of September 22nd, there's going to be barrier walls going up.
Are there any other, just clarification, I thought I remembered this, but Mr. Schroeder was the same person last year, right?
Correct.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, Jenny, would you call the roll?
Sullivan. Lee. Morales. Childers. Bessler. McGrath.
Aye. Item 11 is calendar. Is there anything we need to add to the calendar here? I see we have a.
Was the finance, was that originally for 30? It's highlighted as 5 o'clock on the 25th, 25th, is that 5 or 5:30?
It's 5:30 on the written agenda.
I just put it.
Yeah, in the.
We have a request from a board member who's not the chair to make it at 5:30.
We haven't posted it yet.
Yeah, we have posted it.
But it must be written too, is it written different on
It's
board
different.
docs?
Yes, it's different, and then it's different
Oh.
on here, so.
I have no objection to 5:30.
I don't either, I can make either. I'll
Okay.
split it, stretch it out. One of my requests.
So we'll call it 5:30. The other thing, and it's not listed here, but Jenny is going to send out, at Margaret's request, some possible, never mind, she's ahead. Radar O'Reilly,
Those are morning meetings?
They're all morning, 7 to 7:45.
never mind.
Well, we appreciate your participation.
They're like $1 short, why should they be any different?
Yes, currently.
And, okay. September 17th is the night.
Is that? Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't move it.
Ah. Okay, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And the person in charge of that would need to be meeting your son's teachers too.
So we don't have any other committee meetings?
I'll be, now that Pablo has been seated, I will contact the Employee Relations Committee to set up a real brief meeting to talk about the administrative appraisal program.
Okay.
Be great.
All right. Any other items?
That IASB, do we have to have a representative, or if, because Eric's gone, he just did that on his own, didn't he?
Yeah, he was on like a
That
special
was,
board for them.
that's
Yeah.
kind of board,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and I think we have a North Cook appointment on there. I can't remember who it was, maybe Sean or something, but all members will be invited to certainly attend the North Cook dinner.
Along with, do we have a date for, like the annual downtown conference?
The Triple I, yeah, I think, have we sent,
It's usually the second weekend in November.
yeah.
But we can find out, it's already posted, they know a year in advance.
That's something that I highly recommend for the board members to attend. I hear it's very worthwhile, fruitful.
And the superintendent's presenting down this year, so they really want to get there.
Absolutely.
Are there any communications, Public comments? Okay. Can I have a motion to go into closed session for review of closed session minutes, appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, probable, imminent, or pending litigation?
I so
I'll second, thank you. Roll call, please.
Lee. Bessler. Childers. Aye. Morales. Sullivan. McGrath.
Then I vote
Aye.
aye.
Okay, we're in closed session, thank you.